So I've got this spot back here that I've been putting these loofahs out to dry in. Uh-oh, we got squirrels munching. No, darn squirrels, I was afraid might start to attack these. Especially when they're like this fresh. They're probably pretty edible looking to them. But I got a lot of the normal type loofahs. I got a little bit of the apple loofah. And another Virginia Husky. Got a whole bunch drying out here. Actually, a lot of these have been out here a few weeks. They're starting to dry. Not the most moisture-proof area, but it works. It's out of the rain. It should be the brightest time of the day. It's practically like night. It's been wet and gloomy all day. Oh, there's some buzzards going around here, checking out my chickens. These guys are all heavy, full of juice. It's just the vines are pretty much done, but I just haven't cut them yet because they are so heavy. But I'm gonna have to do that. Maybe this upcoming week, I'll go ahead and cut them and start pulling down the old vines. Yeah, they're pretty heavy, a few pounds at least each. And then we get over here to the Virginia Huskies, and all these new little babies that it threw out are pretty useless. They're not going to ever get much bigger than what they are. This one looks more like the other type. This is what I kind of wonder about with the Virginia Huskies. If this is kind of what I'm shooting for, but if they revert back to their lineage or whatever, they may look more like a normal luffa in here. But then because I've got two kinds in here, I can't really tell. And then we've got the ones hanging there. And I don't know, because they kind of here look like a regular luffa, but this one looks quite a bit like the apple luffa, except bigger. And then the Virginia Huskies. And I took this whole vine down already. Got it all down there, just flattening out, decomposing. I have to do some yard cleanup as soon as the weather gets decent. Let's go take a look in the back and see what those are doing there. Ducks and goose love the day like this when it's so wet and soggy. The colors of winter, or the lack of color, is starting to take over, but everywhere I went yesterday I was noticing just really bright color in the trees and everything around. You can see how red the neighbor's tree is, and how this maple tree goes to full-on yellow. I wanted to take some pictures yesterday because it was so clear the colors were really intense, but I didn't get a chance to do that. Maybe it'll clear up tomorrow and I can go see what's out there. Okay, into the backyard section. This is actually the middle backyard section. So I've got the regular cylindrical type loofahs in here. And some snake loofahs still going in there. The vines are pretty much had it. Everything's pretty much ready to cut. The cylindrica, the Virginia Husky down there, another cylindrica. And like I say, back over here we've got the snake loofahs. I might just get a couple of those out of it this year. And on this side, still the cylindrica. And then we get into here where a bunch of the snake loofah was growing, but these are mostly all cylindrica, I guess. I don't even know if that's really the right name I should call them, but that's what I call them. Or the normal loofah. You can see this snake loofah slipped in here too. Pretty long. Yeah, everything is just about ready to go. My hyacinth beans, I went and tried to pick them yesterday, or the day before yesterday, but it's pretty wet. I'm gonna have to see if I can dry them out enough to get them picked. So again, here we are with the snake loofah. My various trees that the loofah took off and used as a trellis. I gotta dig them out of here. And then we got a couple few small snake loofah. Another cylindrica. And an apple loofah. Going back to these vines over here. The hyacinth beans and the loofah are what killed off this pole here. Oh no, I was just thinking about this last night. We got some shark fin melons that have been sitting out here. And I thought, oh, well, I'm going to get some, but they were at the end of the season, so I didn't really think I would get any out of them. But I was afraid last night that something was going to come in here and decide to take a bite out of them. Sure enough. Well, is it you guys? Did you guys eat these? Huh? Were you the ones eating that? Yep, probably. You guys were the ones that ate it, huh? Oh, my poor shark fin melon. I'm going to have to try some more next year. So, then we got these vines here, which are a lot of the, let's say, like cylindrica type ones. I got to harvest ones. It's not so much the cold that does these under as it is the wet. Once everything gets so wet and soggy, and that's when they want to do the mold thing. And I should just get them all cut, hung up in the back, and be done with that. And then these guys over here, which are a bunch of the Virginia Huskies. My nose gets so runny out here. All the Virginia Huskies, which are kind of on the edge of the apple, and Virginia Husky. And all of these other cylindrical ones. There's more Huskies in here. And I got another vine on that other side, which has just a few left in there. But by tomorrow, I think I gotta get in here and cut all this stuff down. Let's go take a look in the back here. So Paul, these are the only two shark fin melons that came out. I was worried about it last night that someone was going to probably start mentioning them, and sure enough, the chickens found them and started eating them this morning. They're nice and young. I don't know if people eat them like that. I was hoping to get the seeds out so I can send to you, but at any rate, we did manage to pull off two just before the end of the season, and that's those. So I've got this spot back here that I've been putting these loofahs out to dry in. Uh-oh, we got squirrels munching. No. Darn squirrels, I was afraid might start to attack these. Especially when they're like this fresh. They're probably pretty edible looking to them. But I got a lot of the normal type loofahs. I got a little bit of the apple loofah. And another Virginia Husky. Got a whole bunch drying out here. Actually, a lot of these have been out here a few weeks. They're starting to dry. Not the most moisture-proof area, but it works. It's out of the rain. Yeah, here we go. Gonna harvest some stuff in the back here. Going for all the cylindrica type first, and then I'll get to all my apple loofah and Virginia Huskies. But just doing these a bit at a time, as much as I can get space to hang them in. But I think I'll attack this one now. Well, my front yard cleanup. That's the remainder of the loofah vine that I had up in the dogwood. And then one way the heck up there that I couldn't quite reach. Had to cut off a branch that was folded across there. It was all dried up and dying anyways. So that part's done. And then I come over here and I had vine going all the way across and along this whole fence and that side. So I cleaned that all up. Still ways to go to spiff it up, but it's cleaned up. And that gave me a resulting pile of more luffa vines. I work on that side, but those are all my Virginia Huskies, so I'm going to do those separately. But all of that gave me all of these. So I'm going to have to go get some more stiff wire so I can make hangers and get this stuff out into the barn there. See how they do. They're all kind of browning out with the last few days, so hopefully they'll dry nicely. Okay, back to work. Okay, let's see if we can chase some squirrels away, deer and rabbit stuff. Basically putrefied eggs with a few other things thrown in for good measure, but see if I can get these squirrels to quit gnawing on my luffa. They don't do too big damage, and just only like one, but they also chew the wood. And since I got a tree that's right up against this, they come up here and they try to chew that wood out too. Not too much damage, but I don't want any damage, so give them a good spray with this stuff, and the whole area smells like rotten eggs now. Okay, so I just harvested this one vine. This was kind of an afterthought, very end of all my planting. I just grabbed the spot, thought I'd see how it worked out. It's not too bad. Filled out quite a few units. It had some apple loofahs mixed in there too. So these are more like the original apple loofah, of which the ones after this would have been more of a soccer ball size, and then third generation Virginia Huskies football size.